bob too much.
Yeah, I've been wearing a bob for the past 7 years.
Yes. Vital. You have to do this.
A must.
It is a must. If you do not have a deep conditioner, a good deep conditioner for your routine, for your process, your life, it's going to be a lot more difficult.
What's up, y'all? It's your girl Nia Olivia, and I'm back with another video. And in this video, I have my friend Aree, and we are doing a collab video, okay? So y'all definitely have to check out her channel. It is going to be linked below. Her channel is Aree Brean. Okay, so y'all, this video is so lit. We are gonna be going over hair goals for 2023. And y'all, we know how important it is to make sure that our hair is flourishing.
It stays popping.
Stays popping, yes, all year long. So if you're interested in hearing all of our hair tips, and trust me, you don't wanna miss any of them, then make sure you stay tuned. Every year, you know we make these hair goals, right? But it's almost like we don't really have a plan to even, execute it, to actually follow through. In this video, we're not only gonna give you tips, but we're also gonna talk about how to actually follow through with the hair goals that you have.
Keep it realistic for yourself.
Yeah, keep it realistic. Based on your hair, based on the time that you have to put into your hair. And then also, just wanna make a note, we are giving our perspectives. This is our personal perspectives. We're not cosmetologists, but we do our own hair.
Right, yeah. We have to, like, over the years, since I've gone natural, since Nia, of course, has been natural, we have learned a few tips and tricks that work for our hair. So we just wanted to take those tips and share them with you guys in the hopes that as you're going through your own journeys, your own experiences, that they can, help you. The first thing, and this is paramount to me in any kind of journey, but definitely a hair journey, is to make the personal commitment. You have to make the personal commitment to stick to your goals, and do it, create those routines and do them constantly, consistently. Yes. Because if not, it will become more difficult for you and it won't be fun. You know what I'm saying? You want to keep it fun for yourself. Also, I think a big part of that is just, understanding your limits, what your limits are. And that may involve, that you're not necessarily somebody that likes to do your hair, and that's okay.
Right.
That's okay. Maybe you just want to go to a stylist every
or you
other
don't
week,
have the time to
or you don't have the
dedicate
time,
to creating that whole routine and everything.
People are
like
mothers.
that. So,
people have a lot of obligations, so that's completely understandable.
Yes.
But you have to be realistic with yourself. But you need to have that conversation with yourself.
Yes, and definitely research those stylists. Also, when you make that personal commitment, I always like to have something in writing for myself that I can go back and reflect on. This is the goal that I'm setting for myself for 2023.
Do you like to do vision boards?
I do. I love vision boards. Vision boards
cool.
are my thing. And you could even have a hair vision board, okay?
Yeah.
I usually always include my hair stuff on my vision board, but I think a hair vision board would be super, super awesome. But just putting down the things that you really want to achieve throughout the year when it comes to your hair. And it doesn't necessarily mean that you're sticking to it like a script, but you have an outline and a vision for how you want it to go. Make sure y'all hit that subscribe button. That way you'll be notified anytime I post new content. But also make sure you subscribe to Aree's channel, Aree Brean, and she has all the information. She has the reaction videos. She's got that hair content. Y'all, come on and support us. Thanks. All right, so y'all, the second thing you want to do when you are defining your overall hair goals is that you have to have an understanding of what healthy hair really is. So I know for me, in regards to healthy hair, I think of breakage if my hair is breaking, if my hair is shedding, and then also how much moisture is in my hair, because I know my own hair can be extremely dry, and I know that a lot of people have different issues in regards to their scalp issues and everything. So I think it's really important to have an understanding of that. Also, in regards to porosity.
Yeah.
So like I have low porosity hair. I did my little strand test where I put my hair in the water and I was like, is this really gonna work? But it does. Like, y'all, you gotta do that.
Mine floated in the middle, so I'm pretty normal porosity.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah,
Good for you. So you definitely, there's just certain things that you want to know about your hair in order for you to make those healthy decisions.
A lot of the traits that your hair has just comes down to genetics. At the end of the day, healthy hair is really just about, you know, the strength of it, if it's soft, you know, any split ends, of course. Maybe, if, you know, if your hair is the density of your hair, you don't want your hair to be like super thin, like patches and things like that. The main thing is that you don't necessarily want to focus so much on the length. You don't want to focus on length. You know, everybody wants the, you know, the inches, everything like that. But it's not about that. It's not about that.
And we retain hair differently.
Exactly. A lot of that just has to do with your DNA, and you just have to learn to embrace that.
Yes.
So the next step is you need to build some routines.
Tip number 3. Okay.
Tip number 3, build some routines for yourself. So you want to have some daily routines, you know, such as, you know, the moisturizing seal. I'm pretty sure you've heard of, you know, the moisturizing seal. So that's really important to do. Make sure you have a nightly routine for yourself. So, you know, make sure you include your silk pillowcases, your, you know, do your pineapples for your curls, right?
Yes. Not like in the movies, guys. We not just laying down and going to sleep. We gotta.
You gonna wake up looking. Ooh, boy, don't have a man next to.
Oh my God.
Of course, have your weekly routines. Make sure that you're doing your wash day and make it fun for yourself. I usually like to make that, you know, my me time. You know, I give a lot to a lot of other people, you know, with work, with my family, with, you know, so with my friends, dating. You can go on and on. To just kind of take care. I put on a face mask, put on some music.
That's a good idea. I didn't really think of that.
Put
Okay,
on some music, you know, eat some good food while I'm just sitting up there just doing my hair.
Look, because it takes time, okay?
It will take time. It will take time.
Set aside the necessary time.
Also, while you're doing those weekly routines, make sure to implement, you know, treatments within those routines. So like pre-poo treatments, such as like apple cider vinegar. I know I do the black charcoal treatments, which is really good for like getting that grime off of your hair. So pre-poo treatments can save you a lot of heartache with you know, in terms of the washing process and getting all the.
What is the product that you use for the charcoal? Because isn't there a specific one?
There is one. I'll put it in the.
We'll link it. Okay, we'll link it in the description
honestly, I can't remember the name of it, but I usually get it from the vitamin shop.
Okay.
Make sure that you get your trims. Implement your trims within your routines, and get them as. I know a lot of people usually say, what is it, like? I think every other month they say you usually get trims, but do what feels right for you. I know for me, I probably get maybe 2 trims a year.
Oh, you can do 2 trims a year?
Yeah, I can do 2. I can get away with 2,
Okay, so, and I think this just kind of speaks volumes because depending on your hair, so like with me, I have to do that month and a half to 2 months.
Do you?
Kind of like check. I've actually started trimming my own hair. I was going to other people, but I think every time I went to someone else, I came back with a bob. And I'm like, you know what? I'm tired of wearing this bob.
Too much.
I've been wearing a bob for the past 7 years.
Right.
I'm gonna just start trimming my own hair. But yes, I kind of like, you know, feel for my hair. I watch a ton of videos. Y'all know there's all these videos on YouTube about trimming your hair, but that's important. Like
it's different for everybody.
It's different for everybody.
Yes. But do what feels right for you. And as you develop that relationship with your hair, you'll know, okay, this time I need to go ahead and get a trim.
Yes. The next thing we want to talk about, our number 4 tip is all about your diet. So if you really want to be intentional about these hair goals, that means that you're also going to be intentional about what you put into your body. Water is essential when it comes to your hair health. So just making sure that you are getting a healthy, balanced amount of water in your body.
Every day,
every single day. And you know what? It's to the point where sometimes I have to monitor my water intake because I won't drink enough water. Like I'm just drinking other things and I'm like, you know what? I need some more water. So be mindful of your water intake. The next thing is, so I do hair vitamins. I do Nature's Bounty. It's like hair, skin, nails. It's in that kind of like pink bottle. I'll insert like a picture probably around here or put it in the description. But
do you do like Main Choice? Have you ever tried Main Choice?
I have tried Main Choice, but
Okay.
that was like some years ago that I tried Main Choice.
Okay.
So there are so many different types of hair vitamins that you can take. You need to figure out the one that's going to be most beneficial to you, and then make sure that you're taking them on a consistent basis. Like I like gummies, so that's why I take the ones that I have, because those are just easier for me to swallow.
Yeah.
But yeah, just figuring out what the best hair vitamins are. Another thing that is really important is that you are making sure that you have all of the essential nutrients. So we're not specialists in regards to health, but that means that you are watching what type of like fatty acids you put into your body, just what type of overall vitamins you have in your body, or different types of protein. Like you just have to be knowledgeable about those things, because if you are missing any of those essential nutrients, that could lead to like hair loss. It could be hair thinning, shedding.
Very true. Yeah.
Everything of that nature. It's really just important that you are making sure that you are aware of everything that you are putting in your body when you are creating your hair goals for 2023.
Step number 5, determine which products you want to use, right? So, you know, of course it's important to figure out what works for your hair, but you also want to make sure that you incorporate the right products in your routines, as we were talking about a little bit earlier, right? So the first thing, of course, that you want to make sure you include is like protein treatments, as I was stating a little bit earlier, you know, pre-poo treatments. Protein treatments, as you were saying, we were talking a little bit earlier about this, you do have to be a little bit careful about protein treatments because everybody has a different level of tolerance for that. So be a little careful with those, but they are important because it rebuilds the strand of your hair. So you definitely want to be careful with that. You don't want to use too much. Have a good cleansing and clarifying shampoo. And the reason why this is important is because, you know, we put a lot of products, especially as naturalistas, we put a lot of products in our hair, you know, over that course of, you know, I wash my hair weekly. In the course of that week, I'm putting a lot of, you know, moisturizers and oils and all that on the hair.
Right,
and you get really a lot of it.
Right. Yeah, you really want to cleanse it. I will also say for me, I kind of like switch up. So I'll do that clarifying or cleansing shampoo one week, and then the next week I have to do a moisturizing shampoo.
Right.
Just to put that moisture back in my hair, because my hair is low porosity and it gets so dry.
It gets very dry.
Yes.
So you see, so everybody's a little different. You have to find what works for you, but you definitely want to make sure to remove, you know, all the so that your follicles can flourish and grow like they need to. This is vital. You have to do this every week.
It's a must.
It is a must. If you do not have a deep conditioner, a good deep conditioner for your routine, for your process, your life, it's going to be a lot more difficult.
Yes. And your hair is going to love you for this, you know? So wait, you do your deep conditioner
I do it weekly.
She does it weekly. Okay, so maybe I need to try this, y'all, because I'm doing my deep conditioner every 2 weeks, if I'm going to be honest. Sometimes it's every 3 weeks, okay? It just depends on the time. But I love that. Like, this past year, I made sure to implement deep conditioning, but I'm going to try that. I'm going to try to do it weekly.
Yeah, try to do it weekly. Definitely, if you don't get to it weekly, because I know how it gets sometimes, definitely every other week.
Yes.
Okay?
Absolutely.
So I have a couple that work for me, but definitely find you a good, stable, deep conditioner.
Yes.
Next, you want to get to your leave-in conditioners. So that's important to, here again, keep moisture in your hair. So now that you've cleansed the hair and all that stuff, it's all about just putting that moisture back into it. That's all you want to think about. Okay, I've gotten rid of the buildup. I've gotten, you know, rid of the gunk.
Yes.
You know, I need to put the moisture back in my hair. And so leave-in conditioners are really, really vital. That's with any style that you're doing.
I always have a leave-in conditioner, y'all. Like, I don't do any style without having some type
of
style. And then the thing about it is, sometimes you might use more of a leave-in conditioner, and then in other styles you might use just a little bit less. You know what I'm saying? Like, you don't always have to use, like, sometimes I want to have more leave-in, and then other times I want to have a minimal amount of leave-in. That it just kind of depends on what style you're actually doing.
That's a good point. So whenever, like my hair now for my twists, I usually use more of like a creamy kind of leave-in.
Okay.
Whenever I'm like straightening my hair or, you know, doing something that I want a little bit more flow.
Yes.
You know, then I use more of a liquid base. So like it's a little bit more watery.
Yep.
I know Talia Waheed is one that I'm using right now that has some.
And you know what? I've used those products in the past, but I haven't recently. So now because Aree is saying this, I'm like, I'm gonna have to get them again. Okay,
They're really good. Talia
Sometimes
Waheed,
you gotta
I love
bring
her.
yes. Okay.
I want to be an ambassador. Hi, Talia. I use your products, girl. They good. They good. You doing the right thing. Find a good styler. Now, of course, this depends on what kind of style you're trying to do, right?
Yes.
All stylers aren't created equal for certain styles.
And you don't want anything that's gonna be too drying.
Yeah.
That's something that I've noticed, like certain stylers, or if I use gels, you know, like heavy with certain types of gels. Oh gosh, that
Eco
used
Styler
to be.
gel
Eco
dries my hair
Styler
out.
was my go-to, y'all.
It was.
But no,
Not good
my
for you.
hair's not loving it. So therefore,
Don't do
I have to do something else. You were saying the one product. What is the mousse that you use?
Oh, I use the Doux. So it's from the Doux, which that's another company. I love y'all. Hi. So the Doux, and they have this product called Mousse Def, which first of all, I love that name, Mousse Def.
Yes.
They have all their products are like that, and it's very, very good at really holding your curls, holding the style. So yeah, that's really what I do for my wash and goes. I do have a wash and go video, y'all, so y'all can go check out my channel.
Yes, and I'm about to try the stuff that she was showing in her wash and go video. Like, I'm gonna implement those same practices, and we're gonna see how my wash and go comes out, because I took a break from wash and goes.
Yeah.
Well, also because it's winter time, and I'm like, I don't want my hair just
really
like
doing
I don't want my hair just like wet. But I was watching your video, and I'm like, oh.
But yeah, like I was saying, I mean, just the stylers, they depend on, you know, whatever it is that you're trying to accomplish. So sometimes you may be able to work with the jelly, sometimes a cream just makes more sense. Just one last tip within a tip for you guys is, you know, switch up the products a little bit. Find you a good, you know, I have like maybe two to three lines
Staples,
that I kind of stick with.
Get your staple
that I kind of swap out kind of throughout the year, because my hair like adapts, and we were talking about this earlier. My hair adapts to products, and it's weird. It's really, really weird. I don't know why that happens. Some people are able to use the same product for
years at a
decades.
time, but no, I'm like her. I have to change my products up. Like I can't use the same thing for a long period of time.
Yeah, so switch out your products. That will help.
Last but definitely not least, our sixth tip is figuring out how you want to style your hair. So I know for me, I definitely have to think about low manipulation in terms of my hair, and just figuring out what protective styles work for me. Like, I'm working throughout the week and moving around and everything, and I'm like, okay, how can I have my hair so that I don't have to worry about it? I work out in the mornings early before I even start working. So just figuring out what styles really work for my lifestyle.
Exactly.
You know, that's important.
That is very important. And I guess the point is that you want to have a few go-to styles for yourself.
Yes.
I know for myself, it is my little twist here. So I, you know, just to kind of highlight what she was saying, like I work from home. So, you know, I'm spending a lot of my time in my pajamas, all that type of stuff. If y'all saw me in the morning, and if I didn't put these twists in,
okay,
my hair would be looking a hot mess. I just kind of twist it up, and I can leave these in for a week if I want, or if I feel like taking them out, I can take them out. But you know, I don't have to worry about my hair. So it is just finding, you know, what works for your particular lifestyle. Some people like switching it up every day, you know.
And see, I'm not one of those people. And just to piggyback off of this, even with the twist, y'all, I'm not a good like twister. Okay, so like your twists look
good,
thank you, but when they're in their twisted state, like it takes time to master natural styles. Okay, so give yourself some grace as you're doing different styles. Even your twist, it may seem kind of loose the first time, then it's a little bit tighter. Like, that is okay. You are going to get better the more often that you're actually doing that style.
Right, yeah, exactly. A good way to kind of practice your techniques and your style is to find somebody that already has done the work and has already, you know, done, found ways or found techniques that work for them. But you have to find a person with your kind of hair, your texture of hair, right? Or at least similar, close to, right? Because all of us are kind of,
there's so many different textures, right? Like,
yeah, all of us have our
You
stuff.
got to do your research then.
You have to
really,
do your
you have to
research.
research and look and see and watch, and hopefully you will be able to make that connection with someone.
And once you find them, first of all, I mean, yeah, definitely, you know, study them, study what they do, but practice. And it's okay if you fail. It's okay if you do the style and that twist style, your hair is still wet and it didn't come out right and you got somewhere to be in 20 minutes, it's happened, okay? What you do in that situation, ladies, is just go ahead, put your hair in a little ball, put a turban on, keep it moving.
Okay, you don't always have to reinvent the wheel.
Yeah.
All right, y'all, so thank you so much for watching this video. Now is the time where we want to hear from you. Yes, you. So we want to actually know, what tips are you going to implement in your 2023 hair commitment? What were you able to take from this video, or what can you add to this video? Like, what are some other tips that we can share with other naturals?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Because we don't know everything. We're not professionals. I don't do hair for a living.
Right.
I didn't go to, you know, cosmetology school.
So me either.
So, you know, we don't know everything. These are just things that we, as we've gone through our journey, have worked for us. So maybe there's some stuff that you guys know that we don't.
Yes, let's get the conversation going. So make sure you put that comment in.